Hey, friendos, Steve here.
And Larson.
Welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to. And this is, of course, Matt Chat edition, where we solicit our $20 a month up, $20 a month and up patrons over on the patreon.com/Steven Larson for some questions.
That's right.
And we've moved to a new day.
Yeah, you may have noticed that this is not on Sunday, it's Wednesday, so no, you're not traveling into the future or the past. We moved the show.
Sorry about that.
You are not moving through space-time in an unusual fashion. We just moved the show to a different day because we're trying new things. That's what we got to do.
Yeah, and then 10 for the Win is going to be moved from Saturdays to Sundays.
Yes.
Just to give us a little bit extra time in case we need it to put the finishing touches on some editing and not rush through things or not stay up all night on a Friday night like I did last week.
I have to do this week.
Yeah, but we got a bunch of great questions. We're, of course, on the road to WrestleMania, so we got a bunch of WrestleMania questions, including this one from Christopher Rampersad. Take it away, Christopher.
Hello, Steven Larson. So my question is, what would be the best, the worst, or underwhelming match at WrestleMania? The best match, Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte. Worst match, Goldberg versus Roman. Underwhelming match, maybe Shayna versus Becky. And a surprise match, maybe Taker versus AJ because AJ is a great wrestler. And I think John Cena should go over on The Fiend. I know you guys want The Fiend to go over. I think John Cena should. It makes more sense if John Cena should. I know The Fiend is more popular, but I don't care about The Fiend that much. They do nothing with him, and they will bury him again. What you guys thoughts?
Thank you, Christopher.
Thank you, Christopher. All right, man. So here's the thing. Being the very efficient person you are, you just wrote down basically all the right answers. I agree with your first two, but I'm going to try to take a different tack, so I'll just go first.
That's good.
Actually, let's just take these bit by bit. What do you think? You go first. What do you think the best match of this Mania is going to be?
Assuming we get some sort of fatal four-way ladder match, multi-man match for the U.S. title with Angel Garza, Andrade, Humberto Carrillo, and Rey Mysterio, that's going to steal the show.
I know he's not familiar, but wouldn't it be great if they could have found a role for Ricochet in this whole thing? Mm-hmm. That'd be really great. I think
toss Ricochet and Aleister Black in there, just to make it a 6-man ladder match, and you got yourself something good. I think whether it's 4-man, 6-man ladder, fatal 4-way, whatever the case may be,
if they pull the trigger on all 4 of these guys,
it's going to be amazing.
So I agree with that answer. I have sort of a backup answer, which could be, so it hasn't been the greatest build in the world. It hasn't been the best feud in the world. Not for lack of trying, because they always give it a lot of time and prominent positions. But Owens and Rollins, look, these are really 2 of the most talented guys on the roster.
You got that right.
I think they could put together a really, really, really good match and potentially steal the show if it doesn't get too overbooked with Authors of Pain and Viking Raiders.
And Buddy.
At this point, I kind of feel like the Mania match is going to end up being what we saw on Raw 2 nights ago, and it's just going to end up being an 8-man tag match or something.
Could be.
So I'll give it to them.
Worst match. What do you think the worst match has potential to be the worst match?
Well, another contender for best could be Edge and Orton.
Yeah, that'll be good.
That could be really good.
That could be really good.
In terms of worst, so you easily have the right answer here because any match with Goldberg in it, you wrote down Goldberg Reigns.
Has the potential to be the worst match on the card.
Yeah.
Especially if it's longer than 2 minutes.
So
this match will be longer than 2 minutes.
This is where I kind of differ from you. I actually can appreciate the entertainment value in a car wreck match. In a match that's so bad, you're just sitting there and you're enthralled with what this is going to be. It's a Goldberg match. Is it going to go more than 5 minutes?
Here's the difference. There's a match that is seemingly so inept that it either barely just staying together or completely falling apart. The issue for me always comes around to safety.
Okay, sure, yeah.
And Goldberg, as recent as his Undertaker match, has taken things to such a degree for the sake of believability, as he likes to put it.
Yeah.
Where there's a spot where his head's supposed to hit the ring post. Well, gosh darn it, his head is hitting that ring post. And it's to the detriment of the match, but also it puts the performers in that match in potential danger to get hurt. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. If it's a car wreck, in a metaphorical sense, that's fine.
Yeah, you don't want to see a literal.
I don't want to see anybody get hurt.
You don't want to see him suffering the literal effects of what would be a car wreck.
I don't want to see anybody get hurt.
Fair enough.
That's where I draw the line.
The thing that I can't stand in wrestling, the thing that I abhor in wrestling, is boring matches. And I kind of feel like the current Raw tag team champions are the Street Profits, and I would never ever consider Montez Ford especially a boring wrestler. He's one of my most favorite wrestlers to watch at this point. However, if you look at the potential candidates here, you get the War Raiders, who, they're good, but we've kind of seen everything they do. And you got Authors of Pain, who haven't wrestled in God, I don't know how long.
Well,
not as a team in a standard tag team match.
Tag team match, yeah.
That has the potential to be just another match that we would see on Raw. I kind of feel the same way about the New Day, about the SmackDown tag title match. That's going to be against Miz. It's going to be Miz and Morrison. We don't know, right? There is no number one contender.
It's either going to be Usos or New Day or all of them. Or
see, if that's a triple threat, then the Usos and New Day could do no wrong, and John Morrison's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I just kind of feel that maybe the Raw tag match is going to be another standard match.
Yeah.
That's like whatever.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's a great answer for the surprising one. I didn't even think about that one.
Just popped in my head.
So next up is what do you think the most underwhelming match is going to be?
Based on the build so far, and based how motivated Charlotte seems to be when it comes to wrestling NXT talent.
Yeah.
I feel like the potential is there for her match against Rhea Ripley to be a bit underwhelming. Charlotte's match against Bianca on NXT TV was not good.
So,
and I'm not going to lay the blame on Bianca's feet, because she was trying her damnedest to make that match work. She was doing everything she could to get the crowd into it. It had no heat.
This feud sucked as soon as they took Bianca Belair out of the equation. That's for damn sure.
Rhea Ripley, she's really good. This is the first time she's ever going to wrestle in front of a crowd, maybe that big, if they don't make it an empty stadium show. That might be overwhelming, although she's always been really good at stepping up.
She steps up
at the huge moments.
I just think this ain't going to be any better than Charlotte Asuka was when they had their big Mania match, and that was an underwhelming match. I'll say this. Given what we know they can do, given that the better match will probably end up being on a SmackDown, Daniel Bryan versus Drew Gulak at WrestleMania.
Hot take.
They'll probably give it 7 lousy minutes. It might even be in the kickoff. And it'll be like, wow, that was cool. But
no, I'm telling you what, dude, if I can entrust anybody to make the most out of whatever time is given to him, it's Daniel Bryan.
Man, we've seen this endlessly, though. The cruiserweight matches, and make no mistake, this is basically an elevated 205 match. They never get what they deserve at WrestleMania.
Was Daniel Bryan in any of those matches?
There's some. Pac was in one. Austin Aries was in one. There's a lot of great names in all those matches.
Was Daniel Bryan in any of those matches?
No, but he's at the same level as some of these other guys. He's on the level of Pac.
Daniel Bryan is?
Sure.
No, Daniel Bryan's in a higher tier than Pac ever was in WWE.
All right, they're going to give it an underwhelming amount of time, and they'll pull off something that's underwhelming.
And the crowd will be underwhelmed because there's too many people. How long was their match at Elimination Chamber? 10 minutes?
Yeah. And it's probably going to be better than their Mania match.
We'll see.
Yep.
Most surprising match. I did have Brock versus Drew, because I think if Brock is motivated, he's going to do everything he can to make Drew look like a huge star. But I changed it to Otis versus Dolph.
Oh, I think that's good. Yeah, I think that's a really good answer.
The potential is it'll be pretty overbooked.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll make it fun. We saw Otis put on a hell of a match against Tommaso Ciampa in NXT. He can go in a one-on-one match. We know what Dolph can do. Whether he does it or not is something else entirely. We know what he can do. So if he's willing to put forth the performance like he did against The Miz at No Mercy a few years back in his retirement match, something like that, this can be great. You can make Otis a huge star.
Yeah.
It really all depends on what Dolph brings to the table. If he brings it, it could be really good.
I don't disagree. I will say this for my potential most surprising match. There has been a groundswell of appreciation, support, and congratulations to Sami Zayn, who, yes, he's a bad guy. Yes, he wore Dickies tucked into his boots, which we both thought was hilarious.
I don't think that's a demerit. I think that's a notch
I
in
do
his
too,
favor.
but he understands that it's ridiculous. That he's doing it to be ridiculous.
Exactly, and that's why I think it's awesome.
However, that's not meant to be like a babyface thing. But so many people are coming out and supporting him for winning that IC title finally, even as a heel, even winning in an handicap match. The participants of that potential match, if you take Braun out of the equation, Sammy, Shinsuke, and Cesaro. Maybe if they give him a triple threat, that could easily for the IC title. That could easily be the most surprisingly awesome match of the night.
Or if it's just Sammy versus Braun, that could be a most underwhelming match.
Yeah, or it could be most surprisingly
really
good.
You never know.
People forget he is a great,
Sammy's great.
Great wrestler.
Sammy is great.
Or again, though, if he gets in there, one single power slam and he's gone.
Exactly.
Most underwhelming.
It could be kind of out of his hands depending on how the match is booked by the producers.
100%. Yeah.
Next, Guion Halili, Jacksonville's
number one.
Hey there, friendos. This is Jacksonville's number one Matt Chatter, Guion Halili, back with another Match Chat question. Those are all my pops. This week, what I want to know is simple. WrestleMania is about 3 weeks away, give or take. So, what feud or which superstar is the most in danger of WWE dropping the ball with? I don't have one. I'm just curious to see because there's a highly likely chance it could happen to something or someone. Let me know your thoughts. Too sweet, too good. Later, guys.
Thank you, Guion.
Thank you, Guion.
Your turn to go first.
Sure. So I guess it depends if when the ball is dropped. If it's on the build-up, if it's the post-Mania aftermath. Despite what we saw at Elimination Chamber, I still feel like the potential is there for them to kind of drop the ball on Shayna. I don't know if she's getting the reactions that Vince wants her to get. I appreciate what they're trying to do. I just don't know if it's connecting the way they're hoping it connects.
Yeah.
And, based on one performance that he wasn't satisfied with, we heard rumblings, whether it's true or not, that Vince was already having second thoughts about having Shayna beat Becky. We have about 3 weeks till Mania. If she has another performance where that Vince finds underwhelming, whether it is or not, it's his whims, then she can walk into Mania, the presumptive favorite, walk out of Mania with a loss. And that would be not good for Shayna's long-term future as a main roster superstar. Not to say that she can't come back from it, but how many times of late has Vince been seemingly high on somebody, something happens, and he sours on them very quickly. So I want Shayna to succeed wildly. I think she's great. But with Vince, you just never know.
When is the last time an NXT, let's look at the women's division.
Mm-hmm.
When's the last time somebody came from NXT and was really given the same respect that they really earned in NXT? Because Asuka, they treat pretty good, but obviously...
I think even coming up from NXT, she wasn't necessarily given the level of respect that she deserved.
So Shayna, at least bringing her in, they've established her as a monster. Now, I think that you're probably right. The 6 months after WrestleMania are going to be very telling. We don't know how that's going to go down. But I'm looking at if you look at the people who have succeeded on the roster post NXT, they weren't NXT standouts. Like Alexa Bliss, for example. She was not an NXT standout. Nia Jax was there for a cup of coffee.
Yeah, but she had a few title matches. She was in the title picture against Bayley.
She had 2 title matches.
Yeah, 2 or 3.
She was there very, very short period of time.
But you got Kevin Owens. He was NXT champ. He walked in the main roster.
I'm just looking at the women's roster.
Oh, sorry.
Ember Moon. Nope. I'm trying to think of anybody else.
It took a while with Carmella, but she was, first Money in the Bank winner.
Carmella had to come from being Mrs. Irrelevant to building herself back up. And then the Iconics, they had a decent debut on Main, and they are nowhere to be found now.
No. There
isn't a great track record there of certainly not nearly as good, and even the men are not treated all that great.
It's not that great either.
So, yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Shayna, you got to book her like a monster. They've done that so far. Her 6-month outlook post-Mania. If she wins the title, I think it's going to be great. If she doesn't, I don't know.
Yeah.
I do not know.
Yeah.
I think it's been underwhelming, but every year we say this about Mania. The build is kind of underwhelming, so who knows? I'm going to say, and again, I was shocked today. when somebody reminded us that Aleister Black has been on the main roster for more than a year.
More than a year. I think he got called up in February of last year.
Now, according to rumor, he was penciled in to win the Rumble this year. However, I don't. And they have been high profile situations against AJ Styles at Elimination Chamber, and they always protect him. They gave him a super protected loss on Raw 2 weeks ago. They gave him, or last week, they gave him a really protected a win over AJ Styles, but the Undertaker helped out with the numbers game there. It's going to be either in 6 months he's on main event, or in 6 months he's U.S. champion. I don't know which one. But I get the feeling either can happen. It's like a 50-50 proposition at this point.
Yeah. Next, Philly Flexer.
Hey guys, it's your boy Philly Flexer, and I'm finally back on Matt Chat. I'm so glad. Anyways, my question this week is, let's start off like this. In movies, you have great supporting cast members. And right now, I feel like Tucker is, in this view, the best supporting cast member in this whole thing that's going on. And so I just kind of feel like we need to give him props. I know we're trying to show Otis love, but we need to show Tucker some love too. But my question to y'all is, who are some other wrestlers who are best supporting cast members in feuds or whatnot? AEW, WWE, New Japan, whatever you want to choose, guys. Also, do you guys agree with me about Tucker? Too good, me brother.
Thank you, Philly Flexer.
Thank you, Philly Flexer. I'm going to say this. I always loved Chyna as a supporting member of DX because you can never take your eyes off her. You always want to know what Chyna was going to do next. Talk about mystique.
Especially when she just standing there, arms crossed.
Talk about a mystique. They really did a killer job, and she did, and Triple H and HBK, they both did a really good job of maintaining that for her. They treated her like she could wreck anybody at any time. So that made us believe that she could wreck anybody at any time. She was always this, forgive the phrase, X factor, just sort of there. I always appreciated Chyna whenever DX had feuds going on. She was always there.
Yeah.
She was never like, sometimes she was featured, but even when she wasn't, you're always like, oh man, what is she going to do?
Exactly. And Philly Flexer is correct. Tucky is
he's doing a great job.
He's doing a heck of a job helping get notice over. I'm going to go with Kyle O'Reilly. As one of Adam Cole's sidemen. It's the same situation. You can't take your eyes off him. Adam Cole's talking on that set they used to do the promos at. Kyle O'Reilly was always doing something. Yeah. Something funny, interesting, silly.
Bob Fish is starting to take that role, though. Bob Fish, he'll always sneak in a line. Yeah, he'll always do the people's eyebrow, but he'll always sneak in a line that's just freaking hilarious.
And that's the thing is, like, both Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, and even Roddy sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
In between sentences of Adam Cole doing a promo, they'll just drop some aside in there, and often it's hilarious.
So collectively, they're a great supporting cast, except when it comes to actually helping out in a match.
I know. Then they're terrible.
Never works.
Bumbling fools is what they are.
Keystone Cops.
Exactly. Next question from the B-Man himself, Austin Theory.
All day real superstar
Patrick Sparks. Let's see what he has to say.
Hey, friendos, Pat here. All right, so my question this week is, should pay-per-views be on Sundays? Really sucks staying up late at night. Not even to mention, actually, it might be better for the UK friendos and whatnot. But staying up late on a Sunday night to watch a show, especially with Mania coming up, that's not going to be very fun. If you could change them to Saturdays, would that be more beneficial, do you think? Granted, at times there are other events going on that would steal viewership, like UFC, I think it was 248 being on before the Saturday before Elimination Chamber. But what do you guys think? If you could change it to any day or do anything different with it, what would you do? Thanks.
Thank you, B-Man.
Thank you, Austin Theory. Yeah, man. Who goes first here? Me? I go. No,
sure.
You go first.
I go first?
Yeah.
Tradition dictates that pay-per-views happen on a Sunday. Who am I to disrupt tradition? That being said, we have a poster over here for Royal Rumble 92. Look at the start time. 12:45 in the PM Pacific.
That sounds great.
So that might be a tad early. Usually they start 4 p.m. here, 7 p.m. on the West Coast. Make it 5 p.m. on the East Coast.
Sure.
So a 2 p.m. start here, especially for something like WrestleMania. And that's the main show, not the kickoff show. Kickoff show could start at 1 or Mania at noon. And you're wrapped up by 6 o'clock. That's how it should be. On the West Coast here, we get our wrestling done, and then it's dinner time.
I say start at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern. That's 8 o'clock over there in the UK. Everybody's happy. These days they have, 3.5 hour pay-per-views? Everybody's in bed by noon. I'm sorry, by midnight. UK time, they get to go to bed by midnight, and they're good to go.
Yeah.
They're good to go.
Yeah.
Over here, we're done we're done doing our recap. Everything's done in the can by 5.
Mm-hmm.
Go home, have dinner, fire up the grill, get some beers.
Yeah.
Watch some Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, man.
That's the way to do it.
Put in a good day of work, and
Keep
then
them on Sunday, just do it earlier in the day.
oh man, chill time. It's chill time.
Mm-hmm.
It's chill
Now,
time.
the only concern, I'm happy you brought up football. Because that can be the concern. Granted, I know they're going up against Sunday Night Football, which is usually the highest rated game of the day. But maybe the feeling is there's far too many entertainment options.
Compete with football, cowards.
Sunday, I mean, they already do. Sunday afternoon, even though Sunday afternoon is usually the time when I don't care what's on TV. I'll try to search whatever movie's playing on, I don't know, E. Oh, look, Friday's on. I'm going to watch this.
You're done for if it's on E, it's got commercials.
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
You're not going anywhere.
No.
You might go to the kitchen.
Yep, during commercial break.
Yeah,
Get
man.
something to drink. Otherwise, I ain't going anywhere. Next, got a question
This
from...
is the most immaculate video. This is great. Handsome,
great.
be wonderful. Always coming in with these New York freaking videos.
Oh, man, it's fantastic.
Look at this, kid. Let's roll. Let's roll this question.
Hey, Steven Larson. This is Handsome Be Wonderful coming at you again with a dash cam Matt chat question. And this time, I'm here in Times Square. And it reminded me of when the WWF had a restaurant here. The WWF Experience during the Attitude Era. How about you fantasy book the menu that they would have and gear it towards today's superstars? Maybe you have some sort of glorious burger or the porterhouse steak and weights. Use your imagination, have fun with it. Don't get too hungry. Two good brothers.
Thank you, Handsome Be Wonderful.
Man, he needs to get one of these videos done in the Diamond District so we can be like we're in a Safdie Brothers
There
film.
you go.
Anyways.
There you go.
So,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
he's talking about that WWF restaurant down there.
Experience. Wasn't that what's called? WB
Yeah.
Experience or WB New York?
That was terrific. That was absolutely terrific.
What we
One of
hear
my
about there?
big regrets is that, but they showed it plenty of times on the
That they
kickoff
did.
shows.
That they did.
So-
Or when Big Show was there during WrestleMania.
I know. I would have loved to have gone there. It seems like it'd have been amazing.
We went to Marvel Mania. That's the closest thing we can come to for like a themed restaurant that we actually went to.
You better take that, whatever that is, out of your voice, because Marvel Mania was great. It should be said, man, yeah, but we got Marvel Mania, which was fantastic.
What are your answers?
So, man, of course, obviously, Roman Reigns, the big dog. I'll take that pound hot dog.
There you go.
I want a pound of hot dog.
That's good.
What pig's assholes were they made of?
Lips.
Lips.
Lips and a-holes.
I want some Rhea Ribsley.
Good.
See, I want the rack of ribs, the Rhea Ribsley.
Good.
I want the haluva kickin' chicken sandwich.
Good. It's good.
Is Sammy a vegan?
I think so.
All right, well, it's going to be a vegan chicken sandwich. It'll
There
be
you
like
go.
fake chicken.
There you go. I got Bob Roode's Glorious BLT.
Not DDT, glorious BLT.
BLT. They have sliders on the menu. Get these hamburgers.
Oh, man. But they're like the sliders.
That's why I said, yeah, slider. You got one for each hand.
Yeah.
You get the Cesaro salad.
Sure, okay.
You get the original, the official, the only club sandwich that matters.
All right, that works. That's good. I like
That's
it.
what I got.
I like it.
We've got a trio of text questions. First from Luis Ariza. Hey, friendos, my question is, if WWE were to induct matches into the Hall of Fame, what would be your top choices? I think we each pick 3. Yes, let's go back and forth. Number 1 for me, even though it's kind of a coin flip whether I prefer the first or second match between these two competitors, you got to put Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker. Hell, put both of them in. Both stellar matches at WrestleMania. Surefire first ballot Hall of Fame match.
I'll go with Hell in a Cell, Undertaker versus Mankind. They play this goddamn thing
A lot.
endlessly in like clips and stuff whenever things happen. There's whenever the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view.
Yeah, you're going to see Mankind get tossed off.
Exactly.
Next for me,
Tossed off.
end of an era.
Oh.
Triple H versus Undertaker.
Magnifique.
Some of the best in-ring storytelling I've ever seen in a match, ever. It's a shame that WWE doesn't do that very often. Then again, how often do you have competitors with that level of backstory? Not very often.
Sure.
Fantastic match. One of my favorite matches ever.
Give me WrestleMania 3, Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan. Didn't Dave Meltzer give us like -5 stars?
It's not a good match, but it's an important one.
This is like, historically speaking, man, this is like a milestone. It really is. So I'll give it to that one.
On the same show, I'll say Macho Man Randy Savage versus Ricky Steamboat. Set the template for what a lot of what we see today. False finishes, fast pace, laying out the match completely in advance of it. Stellar match. It's the most exciting 11 minutes you'll ever watch in mid-'80s wrestling. Yeah. It's so good.
Another exciting match. It's not going to be. I didn't put this one in. I have right here Brett Shawn Iron Man match. But screw that. I want HBK versus Razor Ramon ladder match.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Or just even their ladder series because they had the 2 matches. You heard it here first.
Now give me something under the radar that you wouldn't expect. These are all
the Corporate Rumble.
That's a good one. I always go with HBK versus Mankind, Mind Games.
Yeah, that was a good match.
That's a stellar match.
Yeah.
That's so good.
What was the match that Mankind and Triple H had like a killer? It was like a Extreme Rules match, or it was like a no DQ, something like that. That really put them sort of on the map together. I forget where it was. It was just on a Raw or whatever.
Is that the one? That's the one where Foley hit the pile driver on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
Next from Do Work Son 86. Hey, friendos, if MVP did indeed start a faction, what would the members consist of? 2 Sweet, Hearty Handshake, and 2 Gimme Brothers What?
So we, on Raw, you went on the Raw recap.
Yeah.
We both agreed. Now, I don't hate to put you on the spot. I meant to mention this before the camera rolls.
All right, you can put me on the
spot. So we both said that the best friends trio that we know of, Ricochet, Apollo Crews, and Akira Tozawa.
Yeah. So you want me to come with a different answer? Okay, go ahead and go first. I'll think of something.
All right, I'll go ahead and go first. I think that these are 3 names that can use an injection of character, that are absolutely top 10 workers in the company. 3 guys that, one is kind of used a bit more than the others, but they're all in danger of being main event superstars, and none of them deserve to be on main event. Humberto Carrillo, who I think if they do have that fatal 4 we were talking about earlier, Angel Garza's coming out.
Yeah.
He's coming out with that title.
Yep.
Humberto Carrillo, Cedric Alexander, and Ricochet, all under the tutelage of MVP, because all 3 of those guys, I honestly believe, would benefit from some arrogance persona.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some they need to be living the high life like they are. MVP came in as the biggest free agent in wrestling, and he was dressed up like he was a football player. He wasn't. He was a wrestler, but he was like supposed to be a hotshot NFL prospect.
Yeah.
And that's all 3 of these guys. That's how they should act. They should watch Any Given Sunday.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And adopt the personas you see in that movie. The flashy NFL. Wasn't the NFL
Call
there.
the faction Any Given Monday and have them all on Raw.
Perfect.
They're here to dominate
Any
given Monday.
We are going in Raw, man.
All right, this is my answer. You said I couldn't use the other best friends. I got 3 other best friends for you. EC3, Drake Maverick, Braun Strowman.
That's perfect. That's
Braun,
great.
the story. He gets his first singles title, Intercontinental title, his first time. First title defense, loses it. He could sit under the learning tree of MVP.
Yeah, of
learn how
course.
to keep those titles.
Yeah.
EC3, non-TV.
Yeah, he's not on TV.
He's non-TV.
Yeah.
Drake Maverick, he peed himself once on TV.
True. Yeah, he's gross.
So both of them could use some guidance as far as how to get on TV first and then win titles down the line. But you got your cornerstone Braun, who just needs a little bit of help getting up to that next level. He's had world title opportunities, came up short every time.
Yeah.
Maybe MVP can help him finally get that.
There you go, man. Any Given Monday, that's a crew. That's a crew right there. That'd
you go.
be good. What about like some body guys? Let's get Apollo Crews. Let's get Riddick Moss, and
yeah.
EC3
There you go.
together as a faction. The body guys.
Body guys. That's good. Final text question from Doc Hensla. He says, book this year's WrestleMania with the most likely matches happening. So there's been 5 announced so far. Yeah. Announced so far and confirmed: Rhea versus Charlotte, Brock Drew, Becky versus Shayna, Goldberg Reigns, Cena Wyatt. Now, we haven't heard confirmation of anything else. We can assume all the titles will be defended probably. It looks like Asuka and Kyrie are going to be taking on at least Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross.
Yeah.
Heard rumblings of Natalya and Beth Phoenix.
Yeah.
They haven't really
They haven't
anything concrete towards that, except for having Natalya and Asuka just kind of be circling each other and kind of a feud thing. Daniel Bryan versus Drew Gulak would be awesome.
That'd be great.
I'd love to see that. I think that would have the potential to steal the show.
It would be underwhelming.
Yeah. Some sort of, as we mentioned at the beginning, U.S. title match involving, at the least, Andrade, Angel Garza, Rey Mysterio, Humberto Carrillo.
True.
Whether it's a ladder match or not, anything involving the four of them would be fantastic. You want to toss Ricochet in there, maybe Aleister Black to fill it out if you want to do a six-man ladder match. That could be great. Raw tag titles, probably going to be AOP, Viking Raiders, and Street Profits. Probably be the triple threat. On SmackDown side of things, it'll probably be a multiple team thing as well. I'm not sure who exactly, apart from Miz Morrison, Usos, and New Day. I don't know. Maybe they will do 2 triple threat tag team matches. I'd just be kind of surprised. And then it seems like Otis versus Dolph is going to be a 1-on-1 match at Mania.
Yeah. Yep. Seems like it's going to be the case.
Missing anything? Oh, SmackDown Women's title.
Yeah.
So we heard it's supposed to be a 6-pack challenge. It remains to be seen if that's actually going to be the case.
Yep. Yeah. Should be fun WrestleMania.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. Me too, because we're going to be sitting there watching the entire thing.
Assuming it actually happens.
True. Yeah. Would they just do it? I mean, I was saying everybody else is doing empty arena. Would they just do empty arena?
That's a lot of empty seats.
I mean, the thing is, you still have everybody watching at home.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like, it's one thing watching sports in empty arena because, the crowd will cheer or boo based on what's happening in the game, but by and large, the players aren't playing off the crowd response.
They should have WrestleMania at the Performance Center.
They should. That's where NXT's at tonight.
I know. That's going to be interesting. I, of course, have already been privy to that up close. And
I'm aware of that. I'm aware.
So they put on a whole show for us.
I'm aware.
It was pretty cool. So
You try to make me feel bad about that?
No, not at all. I'm saying I hope everybody has a good time.
Oh, okay.
That is actually one of my top 5 regrets in all of going in Raw. Should have said screw the week. Come on, let's go. That was a bad idea on our part.
Well, that's the YouTube grind, man. You got to do a video every day.
That's what they say, man. That's what they say. But still, some things are worth more than that. Anyways, thanks. Now they don't invite us to anything. So.
No. This is my one and only chance, and I blew it. Whatever.
And on top of that, really, who wants to promote WWE 2K20 this year? Anyways, thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. Hey, if you want your Matt Chat question answered right here on the show, all you got to do is go to Patreon, patreon.com/Stephen Larson. Thanks everybody for watching. Until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.